Hey Disney adults, welcome to our inaugural podcast. We are the Hitchhiking Ghostettes. I'm Danny.
I'm Lilo.
And we're going to do our first podcast we're going to do a 2024 recap. You make kind of a mix of like the actual Disney company recap and what happened with them over the year, but then also our personal 2024 and our Disney experiences.
Yeah.
With probably plenty of randomosity mixed in.
A lot of stuff going on in 2024, so we're really excited to talk about it. One of the main things is, of course, that we were able to go to D23, so we'll be talking about that. That was amazing. But let's see. We go all the way back to January of 2024. The big things that happened in January 2024 was that Walt Disney World got rid of their date-based tickets, right?
Yes. Yeah, you got rid of the park reservations.
Right.
If you have a date-based ticket.
Yes. So that was awesome.
Because as most of you already know, Disney just, has to keep your planning as complicated as possible.
Yeah.
So
just keeps happening more and more.
Which is one of the things that we'll be here to talk about. We'll try to decomplicate things for you.
Yeah.
As best we can.
We'll try.
We'll try.
And then, also the park hoppers and annual pass holders did not have to wait until a certain time of day in order to park hop.
That's right.
That was huge because I hated that. I hated having to make a reservation. I'm already planning so much, but don't tell me where to be and what time to be there. Like, give me a break. It's too much for me. I can't be having it all crazy like that.
That might be the one thing that didn't affect me because I don't hop. I'm
like, yeah, we'll get more into that later too.
I pick my park for the day. Like in land, I definitely hop every time because it's right there. It's easy. But in world, I'm like, oh, you lose so much time on that commute. I just pick my park, and I'm good for the day. But that's just me. We all do our Disney a little bit different.
Well, no, I can understand that. There were a couple of times we would park hop. Mostly, I think maybe like between Hollywood, like we were talking before, Hollywood and Epcot. That's easy because you just jump on the Skyliner. I can say there was a couple of times where we did go between Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. That was not easy, but my kids are not easy and they get like real ride crazy. And so they're like, okay, we already did all the stuff we want to do at this park, so let's go to another park. And they're not ones to sit and watch fireworks and stuff like that, which is why I had to make friends like Danny. Because otherwise I would never see the fireworks if it was just with my kids.
Sure.
Yeah, I would never.
And not that I love the rides. I just appreciate all that there is in Disney. There's shows, there's food, there's street atmosphere, there's food. There's so much
food.
There's so much to appreciate. Also, like on the hopping thing though, I don't know if everyone knows this, but like Disney, if you've not been to Disney World and you've only been to Disneyland, Disney World is bigger than Manhattan. Disney World is very spread out. So hopping, when she says she hopped from Magic to Animal, like you don't realize what a feat that can be, especially with a group of people.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Please make sure it's closed and the deadbolt has not locked.
Okay. We're good. We can cut that.
Okay. In 2024, this wasn't in January, of course, this was later on in the year. But, and we will go over it more in detail. But I just have to say, since in 2025, they launched this new merch with all the 4 icons and everything, that we had gotten these last year to commemorate the day that we both did all 4 parks.
By these, for the audio only, by these we're talking about our hoodies.
Yes,
we have our beautiful trophy hoodies on that have all 4 park icons on them.
They're the white hoodie. They're really cool right now, and this artwork or this type of merchandise is really popular right now. So we're loving it. But we did get these hoodies last year in October because we were able to do 4 parks in one day. Actually, it was in half a day.
It was craziness.
Yeah, and she doesn't normally park at World, so to get her to park hop not only all 4 parks, but in one day, in half a day, because the rest of my family was coming out to meet us, so we could all enjoy Hurricane Milton together at Walt Disney World. Whole other story. Yeah, that was awesome. So she did a great job. Great job park hopping.
I didn't love and trust you so much.
Yeah, no, she didn't really after that either. It was rough. That was a rough day. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a rough day.
Well,
it's true. You can see some of it on our Instagram and our YouTube channel.
Well, we
You
had
see
made
how
ourselves some.
exhausted we were.
It was very exhausting because we had given ourselves some goals.
Yes,
It was at
and
each
goals.
park. We had to get to the park by a different mode of transportation between
Yep.
each park.
Yes.
Then when we got to the park, we had to do 2 attractions, grab one snack,
2 attractions, 1 snack,
1 pin,
pin.
and then find the Club 33 door.
And we did it.
And we did all 4 parks. That was
We-
insane, guys.
Yep, we did. We started at Animal. We did Everest and Flight of Passage.
Mm-hmm.
And ate a pong.
The Lumpia.
Yes.
The Pineapple Lumpia
Yes.
near,
Yes.
yes.
And then we
Flight
took
Passage.
a bus to Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
where we did Tower of Terror. And what did we do? Star Tours?
Yes.
I think I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was Star Tours.
Because we knew we were on a budget, or a time budget.
time
Yes, we're on a
budget.
time budget.
And then, what did we eat at Hollywood? I don't remember. Was it something at the back lot?
No, we had our Ronto wraps.
Ronto wraps, of course. Yes, Ronto wraps, one of
Yeah.
our favorites.
Yep.
Grabbed our pin, found the Club 33 door, and then we took the gondola, the Skyliner,
Mm-hmm.
to Epcot,
Mm-hmm.
and we did Journey into Imagination.
And
Shit, what did we do?
are you serious?
Oh, no, we're gonna-
Guardians?
No, because the one and only time I did Guardians was with the whole family.
Oh, got it.
Shoot, I don't remember.
Moana. Wasn't it Moana? We walked through Moana?
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was Moana.
Okay, so we walked through the Moana attraction, and then we did.
Guava cake with the tropical mimosa.
You guys don't even know.
Unbelievable.
It was insane.
I will be chasing the taste of that guava cake forever. Oh,
And this
so
is, of
good.
course, last October, so this was during the Food and Wine Festival. So it was just fantastic.
Yes.
And I want to say that was at the Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, kiosk.
Same. Yeah. Yeah, because Hawaii doesn't have a big thing.
Yeah, not
They
yet. But hopefully, yeah.
They should.
We're working on that. That'd be great.
And then we took the monorail to Magic, where we did the Walt Disney World Railroad and the Carousel of Progress and spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
Grabbed our pin, found the door, and by that time we were exhausted but also in a hurry to
In
get
hot water. My whole family was already at the resort waiting for us. So we had to race over there so that we could all meet up, get ready. So we had dinner reservations at Ohana. So, crazy day. But anyway, to commemorate that ridiculous trek.
Ridiculous.
We got these hoodies, which we really love.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And then she just came back recently from a trip to the Poly, so she brought us back the matching ears. So very, very excited about that. Yes.
We jumped from January to October.
Yeah. Okay. So I apologize for that. Yeah.
We're so excited to talk about that trip. Okay, let's go back to February.
So in February, nothing major happened at the parks at all. Just some, like, a little bit of refurbs. That's it. March, well, basically until August, nothing was really going on and
That's true.
noteworthy at the parks, to be
It's
honest
true.
with you.
We were all waiting for Tiana's to open.
Yes. In March, I did get to go with my son on his choir trip to New York, where I got to see the Disney store on 42nd Street or
Somewhere in New York.
Times Square.
So, yeah. Oh, it is in Times Square. That's right.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love the New York Disney store.
I know,
It's
me
so
too.
Fun. The escalator you go up and you go through that like forest of tangled lanterns.
And then you just see this huge castle.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, it's awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I also saw the Harry Potter store. That store was insane.
I wish I had known about the Harry Potter store because when
Yeah.
I was in New York, I did not go to the Harry Potter store. But also when I was in New York, I was very sick. So
The Harry Potter store is incredible. Incredible. And they had, like, you traveled by flu, which was fun. That's how you kind of got into the elevators. So,
it's okay.
sorry guys. I'm a little distracted. My dog Obi-Wan. He's a new Shih Tzu puppy. Until this very moment, I was gonna make him our mascot, but now he's not. He's a bad boy. Sorry. Moving on. I'm so mad right now. Oh, and I also saw Wicked on Broadway. So that was really, really cool because the movie came out last year, of course, at the end of the year. So that was really fun to be able to do all those things. But that was just my trip in March. August. amazing. D23.
Okay, wait, we gotta pause.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna cut this. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah. Can you pause it?
Okay, sorry. There might have been a weird cut there. We're starting off with not the best of the bestest equip. This podcast is gonna be very raw.
Yeah.
In the beginning, while we're
You guys
accumulating
get to grow
things,
with us.
and yep, you're gonna see us grow. So August.
August 2024.
So Lilo had never been to a D23 expo.
Nope.
Which from the moment I learned that, however long ago, I was like, well, we're fixing that. What in the what? So
You're going to get to know our personalities really well, but I'll tell you, number one thing about me, only for myself, when it comes to planning ahead for myself, I can't. I can plan something ahead for you just fine. For myself, absolutely not. So if you're asking me to know that I can positively get into a queue online 10 months before the actual event's going to happen and actually have the money for that event 10 months prior, that's asking so much of me you don't even know.
the only thing you do 10 months prior is the hotel, not the tickets.
The hotel room. Just having money for a hotel room 10 months before I'm going to go? You're asking a lot of me.
It's true. So I grabbed the second the dates were announced, I grabbed the hotel. And I guess it's a good thing I did, because by the time Leela was finally getting her hotel, there was almost nothing. And then you were at, what was the one that you actually booked?
Oh my gosh, it was awful.
It was I don't even know. It was some hotel somewhere near the convention center. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's okay. She ended up going with us.
It wasn't anywhere I wanted to stay. I'll get into my TripAdvisor ratings later. I want you guys to like me first before I get all crazy. But yeah, no, it wasn't any place I wanted to stay. So we got to stay at the Pixar place, which was incredible.
It truly was.
And that's coming from me. I'm DVC. So I'm very stuck up when it comes to staying in rooms. As a matter of fact, that's one of my hardest problems with California or going to Anaheim, because I own DVC, but I don't own at Grand Californian or now at Disneyland.
And you can't even get into the Grand Californian if you don't
Every
own
time
there.
I've tried, yeah, we cannot get in there. So I end up having to rent a hotel room, and those Anaheim hotel rooms are not my favorite.
No.
Unless I want to spend the money for Disneyland Hotel, blah, blah, blah. I actually end up finding it much cheaper to go to Disney World.
It's so true. We've literally, we're travel planners. We've priced out whole trips, and it is crazy how, the big thing is plane tickets, depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Plane tickets are what get you, but Disney World is great because Disney World has so many hotels that they're able to have a much wider price range. So, you can stay at a Disney World hotel and you can spend serious money on, the creme de la creme hotel and room. But you can also stay still on site, still at a Disney hotel. You can stay at Art of Animation. They have so many other hotels that are lower in the price range.
Absolutely.
Which is great. And yeah, can literally be the thing that can make your whole trip less expensive. Whereas at Disneyland, they have 3 hotels, and even the cheapest one is still quite pricey.
Yeah, and that's if you want to stay in the Disney bubble. You don't have to, but
the Good Neighbor hotels in Anaheim, guys, I don't know.
I guess. But we might just be picky.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Pixar Place was wonderful, though, and especially because I had stayed at Paradise Pier, which was what that hotel was before they turned it into Pixar Place, which was it was okay, but not up to Disney Park for sure. And so I was a little bit nervous going to Pixar Place, but I was very impressed.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I really, really liked Pixar Place.
Yes.
The retheming, everything was just fantastic.
Great refurb, truly.
Yeah, on Instagram, I think we'll try to put some pictures and some video of what it looked like on that trip, because it was just so much fun.
Yes.
Really, really great time. But like we said, we did D23. We also did Universal Studios so that we could check out the new Super Nintendo World. We, of course, did the parks. So we had a very, very full week. It was really awesome.
It was.
So when it comes to D23, we want to talk about, well, first of all, your costumes were amazing.
Costumes were fun. We had an Aladdin day, a Star Wars day, and a Bluey day.
Mm-hmm. So they dressed up like that. I did dress up for the Star Wars day, but
We were both Princess Leia. So my husband Dan, aka Han, had 2 Princess Leias on his arm.
Yeah, and we were both wearing the white robe too. It wasn't even like one of us was in the gold bikini.
Yeah,
the other one was in the
the
white.
same.
We had the same. We didn't know it. We didn't plan it like that, guys.
It's true.
Yeah, we did not plan it like that.
And that happened twice in that same trip.
Yes.
We had the same shorts.
Yes.
That neither of us knew the other had.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen again. I want to say it happened again in October, but
Did it? I don't know. Probably.
yeah. Anyway.
But the expo was so fun. It was so amazing. We went to the Animation Greats panel, which was amazing. We were sitting in the same room with Mike Judge, Matt Groening, Lauren. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forget Lauren's
Bouchard,
right? The guy who did Bob's Burgers, and someone who I am a crazy giant fan of, Seth MacFarlane. Oh. From the moment I learned Seth MacFarlane was going to be at the expo, I was so excited. And also surprised, because not the kind of thing that Seth super digs doing. I think he got kind of tricked into doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was so great. It was so great, actually, like, seeing him in person. And he told... Oh, I want to tell the story, one of my favorite things. So we were sitting in the panel, and the panel host asks a question to all 4 of them, and he asks kind of what's your, like, Disney, how did he say it? Like, Disney origin, like, sort of what's your connection to Disney? Did you always want to be with Disney? Sort of what was your path? And it started at the other end. So Seth was going to be the 4th to answer. And I don't even remember what the other 3 said, because I was spending that entire time thinking about what Seth is going to say, because I don't know if anyone out there watches, like, Family Guy or any of Seth's stuff, but Disney's not his favorite thing, let's say. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what is he going to say? Is he going to be nice? And then it gets to Seth, and he says that, he said for actually a while, he wanted to be a Disney animator. Like, he was super was on the path to be a Disney animator.
That was pretty cool.
Yes. But then one day he saw The Simpsons, and he was like, oh no, I want to do that. And we did exactly that. And it was just so funny, because Matt Groening is sitting there right next to him, too. So for him to just outwardly be like, yeah, we just did what he was doing.
Yeah, we just did exactly your idea.
Yes. And then the other funny part was Matt Groening told that story about how his kids were watching Family Guy. And I guess Matt Groening said something about, like, watching Simpsons or whatever. And his kids made a comment where they were like, we wish Seth MacFarlane was our dad. Everyone laughed. It was so sad. But Seth leans forward into his microphone and just goes, are you okay? It was so funny.
I think we have a picture of him doing that too when he's leaning forward.
We might,
yeah. Oh, he was so great.
Yes.
That was a great panel.
It was such a great panel, yeah. Because then they all left the stage, and then, not Seth, unfortunately, but each of the other 3 then came out for their individual time with their cast of their show.
Yeah.
And so, like, Bob's Burgers kind of had there was a whole Bob's Burgers panel, a mini panel, and then also, help me with names. The other 2.
Yeah, no, well, I feel bad because we keep talking, we mentioned the host, but the host...
I forget
it's actually,
his name.
Yeah, I forget his name too, which
He's
is
so
awful
funny.
because I love him. He's
the guy in Parks. He's the Cologne guy in Parks and Rec.
He was Derek on Good Place. He was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was the guy that was gonna marry Rosa, and I forgot his name in that too. But that's just because, of course, right now.
Dan, we need
We're
a
on
super
camera.
quick Google. Who was the panel host in the Animation Greats? My husband Dan's gonna figure this out for us, guys. Okay.
I think his name's gonna be like super easy to remember.
Probably. I'm the worst. I have to hear
I'm
his
usually
name
the
900
best,
times.
but this time I just see him and I see Derek.
He's such an awesome, funny guy. I feel bad that I can't name him. Anyway, that was a great panel. And then we went to the memorial for Richard Sherman. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. It was originally going to be something for the Sherman Brothers, right? And then they changed it last minute because at the time that they originally had decided to make it a Sherman Brothers tribute,
Well, Richard passed away.
Recently. Yeah, before they were able to, finish everything up. So they had to kind of stop and address that and kind of change the show around to be like a tribute to him. And it was just
heart-wrenching, but a beautiful. John Stamos hosted, which was very. He was really cool to see, and he is like, oh my gosh, he's a Disney adult, like he's a true real life Disney adult, and he was like genuinely so happy and enthusiastic to be there. Like, that is so his element. And so I think he was a really, really great person, because he's someone who truly appreciates not just like what Jason Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas, yeah.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be something.
He was the panel host. There we go. There we go.
Jason, you're amazing. I'm sorry.
We're sorry. You're awesome. You're so fun. You're so funny.
It's not you, it's us.
It's just
I apologize. I'm so mad that we couldn't remember your name.
So, but anyway, John Stamos was awesome, and I really love that they had him do it, because like, not only is he a Disney adult that appreciates like going to the parks and all of those things, but he also is a Disney history buff. Mm-hmm. So I think he really understood the weight of what this panel was mm-hmm. and what it was about and things like that. So it was really cool. But yeah, Richard Sherman, I believe it was his son. He was there.
Yep. And his niece sang a really beautiful song. Mm-hmm.
We have some video of it that we'll also put on our site or on our YouTube channel.
It was an incredible tribute.
Haley Mills was brought up. So this is the thing. I don't know, for those of you who have not been to a D23 Expo, the big thing about D23 Expo is the surprises. Like, it's very vague up front. You kind of don't know what you're in for, but it's because they bring out the most incredible surprises. And at this particular panel, so the Sherman Brothers did the music for, so many Disney movies, but one of them being the original 1964, 65, 60s Parent Trap with Haley Mills. And Haley Mills was there, which was, oh my God, I just started crying. I could not believe that I was seeing Haley Mills, and she even sang Let's Get Together. And then Leslie's favorite part, we need to say that your name is Leslie.
So my nickname is Lilo, but my name is actually Leslie Ann. And my mom named me after Leslie Ann Warren, who played Cinderella in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella back in the 60s, I want to say. And when my mom saw that movie, she loved it so much that later on she named me after Leslie Ann Warren. So I've always had it on my bucket list. I'd love one day to meet Leslie Ann Warren, and she's Miss Scarlet, and she's just so cool and edgy. I just love her. She's just fantastic. And we're sitting there, and they announced that Haley Mills is coming out, and they announced that Leslie Ann Warren's coming out with her, and I was like, what? That is
Leslie's
so random to me, completely random. I'm like, what are the chances that I would randomly see Leslie Ann Warren, who, admittedly her name isn't necessarily out there as much anymore, so just to hear her out of nowhere, fantastic. So I was in the same room, breathing the same air as Leslie Ann Warren, and she was glorious, beautiful. It was amazing.
Did you tell your mom about it later?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And then I showed it to her I showed her my video. And she loved it. I know. I love Leslie Ann Warren. Yep. That was really, really cool.
And that too, that kind of moment, like, that's D23.
Yeah.
There's the expo floor and there's the vendors and like all of those things, but like, that's where D23 really is. It's like just these incredible panels. You never know who you're going to see. You never know what heartstrings they're going to pull at. One of my favorite memories of my entire life is I went to the 2022 D23 Expo, and I was in a panel it was the 30th anniversary, 30th, I hope. I'm probably messing up all these numbers. But of Muppet Christmas Carol, and I know I'm not the only Muppet Christmas Carol fan, but that's one of my I think that might be my favorite of all the Muppet stuff. And we watch it. That's like our Christmas movie. We have to watch it every year. It's like what kicks off our holidays. And so this is I'll try to shorten this story because it's kind of taken away from 2024. But way back, when we had VHSs, mm-hmm. the Muppet Christmas Carol VHS, which I had and I always watched, there's this beautiful song that this character sings. It's a heartbreaking song about breaking up. And then, but when it went to DVD, and then even when it went to streaming, the song was just gone. And part of me thought I was crazy. I was like, there's a whole song. Am I making that up? No, that beautiful song. So there's this whole other story about like focus grouping and what happened to the song, but basically the song got cut, which was awful. And then when they were converting it, when we were leaving VHS and they were putting on DVD and doing all of these other things, something to do with the way it was filmed, that particular piece was missing. And like it was missing. Like apparently at the Disney archives, this has been a mystery. There have been people for the last 2 decades like searching for this song. They finally found it somewhere, and so they announced at this panel that they found the song, they've put it back in, and it's going to be added to the Disney Plus streaming service that November, so it would have been November of 22. And then they say, here to sing the song is Jodie Benson. And Jodie Benson comes out on stage and sings the song. I bawled my eyes out the entire time. Like, I still cry. I still cry when I think it was just, but that's what happens. That's what happens at D23. So
it
then
is really cool.
Yes.
Like, just the little surprises are, you know, for people who've been watching, you know, Disney and, you know, the Walt Disney Home, like when they would come out, you know, like the ABC Family Nights when we would watch, you know, The Wonderful World of Disney. You know, when you grew up watching all those, these people become, you know, these characters become so much a part of your childhood that to see them, you know, older but still there with the same passion that you have for Disney is just, it's so heartwarming, it's so amazing that it's just, it kind of just takes your breath away.
You just see them and hear them right there in front of you.
Leslie Ann Warren sang a duet of the Parent Trap song,
Let's Get Together.
with Haley Mills, and it was like insane. It was just awesome.
I think it will be
Really
one of
cool.
my favorite memories forever.
It was really, really cool. Until we get to our trip in October.
Well,
that's coming up. Because this is quite a year.
Yeah, it super was. So
Yes.
what else? Let's see. What else do we want to say?
You got introduced to
about
Abbott
August?
Elementary. So
That's true. I was a little at the expo. There was a huge exhibit for Abbott Elementary, but I had never seen Abbott Elementary. I
Huge fan.
Didn't even really know what it was. And Leela was like, "Oh, come on, we gotta go into this exhibit." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go with you, but nothing's gonna mean anything." And yeah, we walk in there and it's all cool and colorful and stuff, but I don't know what any of it is. But Leela, she's loving it because that's her
loving
show.
everything because I'm a huge Ava fan. So going to Ava Fest at D23 was awesome. I had a great time. So I finally got them to watch it. It was really funny because they got really excited to make me watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
To start watching that with them.
Yep.
So I got them to start watching Abbott Elementary, and then lo and behold, because this is how the world works, they had their first crossover. And so they had a crossover between the two shows just this year. So that was super exciting because now we're both able to enjoy that crossover.
Yeah. If I believed in fate, that would have been one of those moments. I was like, we were fated to be friends.
Yeah. There's been quite a few of those moments, honestly.
That's very true.
Thank God.
But yeah, so
one day we'll talk about how we met.
Yes, we'll get to that.
Then we'll get to that.
After our recap.
Yeah.
So let's see. So there was Ava Fest. There was that. We're gonna put this up. Amazing picture of Lilo singing on the Taylor Swift stage with this guy comes in dressed in probably the most incredible Deadpool costume I've ever seen outside of the movie. Like almost could have been the movie.
If it wasn't for the dad bod, it would have been like that might be Ryan Reynolds.
It wasn't that much of a dad bod.
It wasn't Ryan Reynolds.
Well, no, it wasn't Ryan Reynolds, but only Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
Right. So everyone else has a dad
But
bod.
anyway, Lilo's a big Deadpool fan. So this guy walks by in this incredible Deadpool costume, jumps up on stage and joins her. So we're gonna put that picture up because it's glorious. It is. Stop it. It is.
I looked
It's the
really
best.
unattractive that day.
Oh
That was the day I decided not to wear a costume because it was too hot and I'm not looking trim. But if we're going to put that up, then we have to put up the Kim Kardashian thing too.
Yeah.
They allowed you to superimpose yourself onto a Kardashian promo for... You see? Like, just the thought of me in the same screen as the Kardashians made her laugh. But yeah, it's pretty good.
We don't have to get too much into this, but I take issue with the Kardashians having a place at the Disney Expo.
Oh, well.
Like, really?
Mergers.
I don't...
I mean, I can kind of get that. But they had all kinds of stuff that they were displaying at that place. Oh, the Avatar, the Pandora or the Avatar exhibit.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
Oh, breathtaking.
They had, like...
breathtaking exhibit, a full immersive walkthrough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
Like
don't
a
even
life-size
know.
one of those, like,
The Ikran for the Banshee.
The Ikron, that one too. But, like, the dog, panther...
Oh, yeah.
thingy. I don't know what that is. Me neither. But that was there. That
Incredible.
was super awesome. It was
And they
right
had
there.
like the busts of the avatars, so you could look at them really closely. And man, like, I mean, the eyes, they looked so real.
It felt like you were looking right into Zoe's eyes.
I mean, I cannot believe
great.
the details they put into these fake eyes. Like, mesmerize. I mean, they look so alive. How they put life into those.
Well, I felt that way about the Ikron. I was almost, it was a little nerve-wracking to be that close to it because it looked like...
Yeah, he was going to eat you.
Those eyes were, those were great, yeah.
Yes.
That was a great exhibit.
Oh my gosh, so much. And you were FaceTiming your daughter because she has a big...
Yeah.
She's a big Avatar fan.
Yes. Yeah, huge fan. And so I had to kind of walk through it with her and show her and my hubby and everyone that didn't go with me. I was like, oh gosh, I'm just enjoying this without you guys. And
this was kind of the funny thing. So we had, not quite back to back, but close to it. We had an August and then October trip. So in August at the D23 Expo, so it was my husband and my son and me, and then Lila was with us. So it was her putting up with my family. And then in October, we flipped it drastically.
I have more kids.
There was 100 people in this group. So anyway, so in October, I was by myself and with Lilo's family. It was a lot. It was a lot for me. No, but let me say first and most importantly, you have a wonderful family.
I know. They're great.
Wonderful family. I'm just not used to it. That's so many people.
Well, and
for me, I have one child and he's very easygoing, and my husband and I are not very social. So like I'm not around people.
Yeah.
So like to be in a hotel with 9 people.
My husband's an extrovert,
a
6'5" extrovert. And then all 3 of my kids are they're easygoing, but they want to get on the rides. They're just
boisterous.
They move with purpose.
Yes.
And then they each brought a significant other.
Yes.
So it made our group even bigger.
So there were 6 people, average age being 20. And then Jeff, and then you, and then
you,
myself.
Yeah.
And it was quite overwhelming. Mm-hmm. But it's a good thing that you do have such a wonderful, wonderful family because that is why it was all okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And my youngest at the time was 19, so
turned 19.
Yeah, he
was a birthday.
Actually, yeah, we were there for his birthday, so he had just turned 19. So that was good. We actually were there. All 3 of my kids, their birthdays are kind of close to each other in the year. And October 1st, my middle daughter turned 21. October 11th, my son turned 19. So we met in the middle during the trip and we're out there. But we wanted to celebrate my daughter's 21st birthday at Epcot so she could drink around the world. And then we ended up drinking around Hollywood Studios as well. And then drinking around Animal Kingdom.
Ivy is teeny tiny.
My daughter is.
She's teeny tiny. I mean, I was mildly... she knows what she's doing and Leela knows what she's doing. But I mean, I was like, I hope she's only having a sip or 2 of each of those things because we're going to be carrying her.
I was... How do I say this?
But she was totally fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I'm not the perfect mom, but I'm going to say I was kind of impressed with my own daughter. I was like, wow, she's really putting it down. You can barely tell. Like, what can I say? That's pretty cool.
She was still very like, poised.
Yeah, very poised.
She was
just hungry.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen
the inside of this girl is a black hole. I'm convinced. I can't believe she ate a mountain of fried chicken.
A mountain. my husband's 6'5" and I don't think he's put away as much fried chicken as my daughter did on this trip. We have pictures because I'm just blown away. I was like, I've never seen her eat this much at home at all.
Yep.
But it was pretty crazy.
You do eat more though because you're so much more active.
Right.
I mean, but it was still a lot.
I mean, 2 plates of the fried chicken at Primetime Cafe, guys. And my daughter barely is 100 pounds. She's like 5, 6, barely. If she is 100 pounds, I'll be so excited.
I feel like I could tie her to a kite and fly that kite.
Yeah. Yeah, she's tiny. We were getting ahead of ourselves because we're still back in August. Sorry.
Right, yes, back in August.
So.
Did anything else happen at that? Well, I guess so there were a lot of the announcements at the expo. I think most of those are kind of out there by now. We learned they're adding Villains Land to Magic Kingdom.
So excited.
That'll be very, very cool. We learned about, this was a little bit out there, but they gave a lot more detail on getting rid of Dinoland USA and adding the Tropical Americas in the Encanto area. And there's going to be an Indiana Jones ride in Animal Kingdom. We have very strong opinions on, well, everything. So we'll get into those. But for the sake of the recap, we're going to breeze by.
Yeah.
So we learned about that. We learned about getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island and paving over the rivers of America for Cars Land. Move past it quickly because I will rant for an hour.
I can't because it's going to be right there next to Pirates and
Frontierland.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like 1880, and you're gonna look over and see Formula One race cars. What is? I don't know what their plan is, but
come on, guys.
Oh my gosh, what?
But Autopia is still safe.
And
why is this happening?
Seriously, replace Autopia. Make that a Cars Ride. How has that not even happened yet?
Yeah, that should happen a long time ago. I don't really care that you're going to move to more, like fuel efficient.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Less gas is great.
People liked the ride in the first place, but no one rides it in the first place. So why are you putting more money into a ride that no one likes? Just chuck it and put Cars Land over there so that back over where you're going to, in a very bad move, pave over the rivers of America instead of just turning that entire area or that island into, I don't know.
The island is first of all, it's perfect. What it is perfect. It's a place to go where you can cool off. Kids can run around. It's a very pleasant, quiet area to walk around and sort of kind of pretend you're in the woods. If you're going to change Tom Sawyer Island, keep the core and soul of what it, make it Pocahontas themed.
Make it
there's so
Tarzan.
many other things. Tarzan.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do. And don't pave over the river. Why can't we keep the rivers of America?
I know.
Not to mention the fact there's a whole discussion about how apparently that water flow actually does a significant amount to kind of cool the temperatures in the park. And now we're going to replace it with more concrete. Also, what's going to happen to Mark Twain's riverboat and the pirate ship? What is happening?
Yeah, Mark Twain's riverboat, that's a big problem for me because that was kind of an important ship to have there.
So important. And if you want to have a Cars Ride, again, Autopia, that doesn't need to exist anymore. Also, Epcot, replace Test Track even with, that would even be better.
Well,
than paving over the river. I'm sorry, I'm so mad.
No, it's okay. I think the Test Track is functionally the same ride as the Cars Ride, the Radiator Springs Racers or whatever. So the ones that they have at.
Have you ever heard a single person be like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited! Let's go on Test Track"? No, that's not a thing.
No,
it's not. Have you ever heard someone say, "Oh my God, I'm so excited to go on Radiator Springs Racers"? Absolutely.
Have you ever seen anyone make a beeline to Autopia?
No.
Stop it. I'm not doing anything else until we get on Autopia. I mean...
No. Also, why? They're still gasoline powered.
That's what they're saying, that they're going to change it.
Why do you want to go over there and blow it in your face?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to put money in because they're saying they're going to change them to more fuel efficient machines. And I'm like, if you're going to put the money into them to make them more fuel efficient, why don't you just get rid of them and put the money towards a totally new project that would actually not suck? So that would be awesome.
Because Autopia, not to mention the fact that Autopia is in Tomorrowland. Are you trying to make it Yesterland?
I know.
What?
No, guys. No.
We're very upset about this Cars thing.
There's a few things we're upset about.
So, I mean, because...
While we're at it, at Disneyland, the Alice in Wonderland ride sucks. Teacups, classic.
Great.
Get it. Alice in Wonderland?
What? No.
I say you gut it and you make it into flying carpets and make it an Aladdin ride.
Why is there not an Aladdin ride?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm so...
That's one of her favorites.
You're gonna get me started on this. It's early. I thought we were saving the rants for later.
I know.
Aladdin.
Right.
Why does the scene where Aladdin is escaping out of the Cave of Wonders would be an epic ride. Think about it.
Yeah, it would be.
Over the lava and the things exploding and then going you think you're gonna hit the wall and then it swooshes and goes
even
this way.
Even we do it like Soarin'.
For real.
That would be a fun thing to do, in Soarin' type of machine.
I think it would be kind of like the Harry Potter rides, the sort of you are in a thing and you are moving around, but there's also the screens. So it's like the 4D kind of thing going on.
But less peaky.
That style of a ride for the scene where Aladdin is escaping from the Cave of Wonders.
That would be
fun. Could be one of the most epic rides Disney has done in a while.
Yeah. You know what I want to do? I want to know what it's like to swing from vine to vine like Tarzan. Why don't they do something cool like that? That would be fun. I mean, I don't know how you would do that without people hurting themselves.
But Disney could figure it out.
But yeah, but just not Autopia.
What?
I don't want Autopia. That's not Disney to me. It's old school Disney, so if you want to keep one at Disneyland, that's one thing. But Disney World, you don't got to conform to that.
No.
Get rid of it.
Also,
Horrible.
it's so... against the spirit of Tomorrowland. Like, Tomorrowland should be changing at a faster rate than any other part of Disney. It is supposed to be the ideal, imaginative land of tomorrow, not half a century ago.
Except for Carousel of Progress.
Yes.
I may be the only person that still feels that way, but you cannot change it. I know people aren't sitting in there anymore. If you up the AC, they probably would. And then you get a lot of people to sit in there. But
Carousel of Progress, I feel like, is a little bit it's not trying to be anything other than what it is.
Yeah.
It is about time and the changes that you see, and it knows what I don't know, I'm not wording this right, but it knows what it is, right? It knows that it's showing you the past. That's by nature what it's doing, is showing you the past and how things have changed and how far we've come. So I think what might make sense, because I absolutely don't want Carousel of Progress to go away, and I don't know if this would work because I don't know what kind of space they're working with, but like if they added like a segment to Carousel of Progress.
you mean you don't think that
I don't know.
that Christmas scene with the virtual reality goggles and the
Was
pool,
that
supposed to be the future?
Leila, was that one while I was asleep?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she fell asleep. I don't know why. Carousel of Progress is such a great
Speaking of
ride.
what Carousel of Progress is truly for,
It was her nap time.
Carousel of Progress is the middle of the day when it's hot and you're tired and you need to take a break, but you still want to be doing something.
And
It's
you don't want to be outside like the People Mover. You want to be inside where
Yeah.
there's AC and,
It's like
shade.
it's kind of like going to see Abraham Lincoln when you're in Disneyland.
See, I'll never be that hot. Nope. That I save for when I take
But
my
there's-
mom. My mom drags me through that. That's
This is
especially
Charlie,
for
by
her.
the way. He might make a few appearances. Come on, Charlie, back up. Dan, call Charlie. But there's so much. Abraham Lincoln is like. I mean, okay. I have to confess, I have only gone and seen him once, and I don't need to see him again. So I'm gonna be honest about that. But there's so much history behind, and I don't even just mean, because we all know the history of the person Abraham Lincoln. But I'm also talking about like that actual. That was, I'm sorry, my cat is behind the camera and he was doing the most adorable thing. Sorry. But that actual animatronic of Abraham Lincoln, do you know where that came from? That was designed way, way back in the day, and was the leading animatronic. Like, nothing had been seen like that before in the world of like animatronics and robotics.
Was that at the World's Fair?
And yes, it was designed for the World's Fair, and it was so amazing. And they brought it over after they did Disneyland. And that is where it has been ever since. I think that's kind of cool. But I mean, I'm also going to admit that, yeah, I'm not lining up to go watch it again. So it's kind of a hypocritical opinion, but...
You're being one of those Disney
she's
purists.
not having it.
She's like, you guys can't take it away. No, I don't like it. I don't ever go. But don't take it away.
Because...
That's pure Disney.
Well, okay. But aren't there things that you've done before that you did really like and appreciate that you did them, but you also don't need to do them again? Do you not have anything like that?
Oh, sure. Tom Sawyer's Island probably was like that for a long time for me. Honestly. When I was little, I loved it. But that's because back then it was cool. They let you go through all the caves for real. Like, they have so much of it shut down now.
Yeah.
It's like, that's such a bummer. Because when I was younger, and they clearly didn't care about our safety, they just run through these caverns that had, like, we didn't have the little ropes or anything that stop you from doing anything. Everything was just, hey, you can touch it, touch it. Okay, so we were all over the place. It was so dangerous. That little barrel.
Is this also when your toys were all made out of lead?
Yes. So my toys are made out of lead. Don't get me started with the stuff that she had never knew existed at Disney that I do. Because that's a whole other segment.
There's a bit of an age difference between us.
I know you can tell.
And we are going to have fun with it.
I know. No one can tell. There are voices you can't tell, and definitely on camera you cannot tell. But you guys, I am older.
Weren't you there on opening day? Tell us about Disneyland's opening day.
Not quite that old. Let me see. Oh, well, did we get away from...
Yes, we did. So...
This is our first podcast, guys.
Yes.
Our first podcast.
We're figuring shit out, okay?
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. Did anything happen in September? Can we just...
No.
Okay, October.
Well, we didn't even talk about going to Universal Studios Hollywood or anything, but we went. Okay, moving on.
Universal Studios I don't have a lot of good to say about Universal Studios Hollywood, if I'm being honest. The tour part was awesome. The actual like movie backlot set tour, awesome.
She was a little upset because she's used to going to the Universal Studios in Florida.
Yeah, if you've been to Universal Studios in Florida, don't go to Hollywood because
Well, her favorite part was the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which was 2 parks with a train between them, and each side had a large size land. So when I took her to Universal Studios in Orlando, it's like we walked through the entire Diagon Alley and she was still waiting to get to the entrance of Harry Potter.
Yeah, we were walking through. First of all,
where
it's
does it
not
start?
even, it doesn't even, so like in Florida, there's the big sort of facade that's supposed to be like King's Cross Station.
Yeah.
You can't see anything behind it. You have to go through that little like curvy walkway to get in there. And once you're in there, you can't see anything on the outside. It's so immersive. It's so well done. You don't see anything that's not Harry Potter World when you're in Harry Potter World. And you don't see Harry Potter World when you're not in Harry Potter World. But then in California, there's just sort of that big archway, but it's very open. There's nothing really separating Harry Potter World from anything else.
Right.
So it's just not immersive. The theming's super lacking.
It was just so much shorter.
It's so,
Like,
yeah,
the
we
walk
walked
is shorter.
in and we were like walking. So in my mind, I wanted to kind of just get an overlay of the whole thing and then kind of do specific things. So we like walked through and then I think you said something about like, do you want to go in any of the stores? What are we doing? And I was like, well, I just want to see the whole thing first and then go back.
But
and
she
then,
says that literally when we get to Hogwarts, and I'm like, well, this was it.
yeah, she's like, this is it. And I was like, for real? Half the storefronts weren't even real. What?
Yeah.
There's no train. There's only one ride because we're not counting Flight of the Hippogriff, and it's just very lackluster. That's Lilo's dog Obi.
This is Obi.
This is Obi. So it's
He's a
just
bit of a yipper.
it just feels like a fair kind of.
This is Obi. He's a disaster.
He's
Yeah,
not a
it
disaster.
feels like it just
It's
feels like a
just-
little strip ball. That's
Yeah.
what's kind of sad about it.
You
But
can-
I loved it until I went to Florida, and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
If you've never
that's-
been to Florida, go
nuts.
check it out because then Florida will just be a really amazing upgrade for you.
And pretty
But it-
soon, even better with
Yes.
Epic coming out.
Very, very true. So anyway, I mean, Nintendo World was fun. My son, who's like the biggest Mario fan, well, I should say Yoshi fan in the world, loved it. We had an amazing time. We had our bands. We did the little games and stuff. We went on the Mario Kart ride, which was very, very fun. The Nintendo World was actually, as far as like theming and immersion, that was well done because it was kind of they did actually sort of separate that to where when you're in there, it's all you see.
Yeah.
But not much else. I didn't.
Well, the park is so much smaller, you know, and the way
Yeah.
they have you go up and down 95,000 stairs
Yeah,
to separate the
'Cause it's-
upper from the lower deck.
it's like on a hill. Like it's a theme park, like on a hillside. So you're. But it made sense because remember you should talk about. You told me that thing about how I guess you talked to someone about because you see you see stuff that they don't wall stuff off like Disney.
Like Disney,
And so
yeah.
you said you learned.
So
Someone
I-
told you that they already.
They said, listen, we're not an amusement park with a movie studio attached. We're a movie studio where you can ride some rides.
Yeah, the theme park's kind of it's just a side thing.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense. That definitely made it all make sense to me because after you told me that, I was like, okay, yeah, that is what it is. It is truly a working movie studio. I mean, there are people on that back lot actively filming, like potentially while you're there. So that did make it make sense. Like, yeah, this is just kind of their side project. It's not getting the love and care and effort. But the one in Florida is what it is. It is the park. It's there for you to have an amazing time.
Are you serious?
Obi, what is Obi upset about? He's
What?
gonna get everybody riled up.
Hey.
Here we have Shadow. Shadow. You're my girl. You're my girl. Come on, back up. Back up. Just ignore him.
Okay.
So, okay. Are we done with studios?
Yes.
Okay.
We're done with studios. Kind of a letdown, but D23, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. October. So,
Oh, you know what we haven't said yet? This was a 15-day trip.
yes.
This was a long time to be out there. We went out initially because we had a conference.
So
we had a
we're-
travel planner conference that we were going to, and that was the
Yes.
first three days. Like,
We're both
3-4
travel
days.
consultants. We're affiliates of Academy Travel, which is a diamond earmarked travel agency that specializes in Disney and Universal vacation planning. And so we had our big educational planning seminar. It's like a conference at Disney World.
And it was amazing.
We were also celebrating the company's 25th anniversary being
Yes.
open. So it was a
And
really
they
big deal.
did it up.
Yes, that it was amazing.
We stayed at the Contemporary
Mhm.
just for the conference. We got to stay at 3 different resorts, which is pretty cool. But we were at the Contemporary,
Yeah, we're at the Contemporary,
which
is
great. We did a room tour of, which will also be on our site and on our YouTube channel.
Mhm.
We loved the room. We were both quite impressed with the room.
yeah.
Outside the room, I mean, it's a conference hotel. Like, that's what it is. It does that very, very well. So it's not as like whimsical, I guess.
I used to live in Vegas. So it's like the rest of the vacation we stayed in places like the Bellagio. But this one couple of days we had to stay at like the Tropicana. That's kind of like Contemporary is the rooms are cute,
Yeah.
but it's older. It's showing its age, you know. It's like
It's very. I watched this other video that I thought put it very well. It said the Contemporary, it's almost like it's going through like an identity crisis.
yeah.
Because the rooms are Incredibles themed. They're themed to the Incredibles.
The theming's actually fantastic. It's really good.
Yes, it was great. Nothing else is themed to Incredibles. It's only the rooms, inside the rooms. I mean, the hallways, the common areas don't have a cohesive theme. I mean, there's some art and there's some things here and there.
Well, the
and then
theme
there's-
would be business conference.
Yes, the
Like,
theme is business conference.
Yeah.
There's the big famous Mary Blair created mural in the main area. That's it's a very Native American style art. It's beautiful, and then it's got the gift shop, which is in a strangely like open space, which is right next to this like Native American Mary Blair mural. Is Fantasia themed, and then it's right next to Chef Mickey's.
Mhm.
The pool had no theming.
It was kind of a
It was
mishmash
yeah.
mess.
Yeah, and so when I heard that video say it's almost like it's going through an identity crisis, I was like, that's almost the perfect way to put it.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
totally true.
And it's got, I think I have an unpopular opinion on this one, but the big thing that the Contemporary has is not only is it one of the monorail resorts, but the monorail goes literally through the Contemporary, which sounds cool. But in actuality, you have a monorail going through your hotel, and that also means that they have to have the security that you have to go through to get into the park, because the monorail drops you off, inside. So there's like a security setup inside the hotel, which is kind of awkward to get through and go around if that's not what you're doing. So I mean, I don't know, if I'm being harshly honest, maybe it's better to have the monorail like just barely outside. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I think I'm the unpopular opinion on that one.
I'm gonna agree with you because you could still feel that muggy heat because
Yeah.
it's open.
Yeah.
It's got like no.
Because the monorail has to.
Yeah, it's coming in and out, so it's just totally open, and that's like literally where you're eating and shopping and everything. So it does feel very, very warm. And maybe I just wasn't there long enough, but I got lost at that place so much. I was like, it's impossible that I can't figure it out. It's an A-frame hotel. There can't be that much.
Yeah.
But I was
I'm not-
constantly turned around.
Yeah, and our room was like way, way, way down this like it's kind of sprawls in different directions, but our room was like way down this one hallway one way. But then we had to, because we were there for the conference, so we had to like find the conference rooms, which got a little
The
bit.
ballrooms and
There was like
everything.
this one place we had to go to where we always had to go up an escalator to then go down an escalator. So
Anytime I have to do that, I'm like, why? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So,
But we should say the one thing that we didn't do, that we didn't know about, but we're now excited to do next time, is at the Contemporary, we learned, there's a villains-themed DVC lounge that's new, and Lilo might be the biggest Disney villain fan ever. So this is her jam. It's very upsetting that we didn't know about this while we were there,
very upsetting. Very, very upsetting.
but we will experience it.
Yes, we're gonna go because when I could not believe we literally heard that after we left. It's like,
Yeah.
so that was upsetting. However, to kind of make it up to us, well, we didn't know that they were making it up to us.
Right.
We didn't know about it yet, but the first night of the conference, Academy Travel did host a cocktail reception.
Villains themed.
It was villains themed, so
we went in costume.
Yep.
We were Cruella and a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Lilo got me to wear makeup.
I did.
Lilo got me to wear bright red lipstick, which was
amazing on her.
very off-brand.
It was
for
amazing.
Me. I mean, if you see us right now, sorry for the audio people, but like, there's nothing on my face. There's never anything on my face, and Lilo's face is all beautiful and glammed up. So
it's not glammed
this
up.
might be a reoccurring theme. This will come up in certain ways. But anyway. But so we were, and it was so funny because there was this sort of pattern while we were at this conference, because like, we're there for the conference, but we're also in Disney, and we're both park goers.
So we don't really want to go to the conference.
We don't want to go to the conference. We did, in case there's anyone out there listening. We did. We went to everything.
Academy Travel.
We went to
turn
everything.
around and say, "Oh, really, girls? You're gonna miss this," and then they would just something.
We went to everything. We always stayed till the end. Now, but there was this sort of reoccurring pattern where, like, every time we'd be at whichever one of the segments, we'd be looking at each other going, can we get out of it? Can you think we can sneak out of this? Like, what's even left? What are they even going to... I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
And then that's when something amazing would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't even want to go to the reception. We were doing other things that day. We were having fun. And then we were like, we have to go to this reception. We have to go all the way back to our hotel. We have to get ready for it.
We have to put on a costume and we're hot as heck. And
we don't even want to, like...
I was not feeling it.
Yep. No. So, but we, like...
And my dress was leather. What the hell was I
She
thinking?
pulled it off. I'm saying.
That was
pretty
pretty exciting.
But so we did it. We got all ready to go, and we're like, let's go. We walked in. We were. They pulled out all the stops. It was. I mean, the lighting was so cool. They had like these. I don't know, like projected lights of like villains on the wall.
Yep.
And they had characters there to take pictures.
So many characters.
Facilier was DJ.
Yeah.
It was epic. We got pictures with Hades, with the Evil Queen, with Cruella, which was so fun.
The Evil Queen, Gaston.
That's right. Gaston was fun.
Lady Tremaine.
Lady Tremaine was there, and the stepsisters
were
there.
And it was just Jafar was cool.
Jafar was there. We weren't in time for Jafar. We saw him.
Yeah,
but he left.
We took pictures with like
his backdrop,
and stuff. So that was.
And
cool.
the food was. I was very surprised. Food was good.
Yeah, food was really good.
Yes.
And they all had like villain names.
Yes. Of course, it got very punny.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So that was actually really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where we were sad when it ended. We're like, oh,
yeah.
This was
We
fun.
didn't even want to go, and then we were like, oh, this is amazing, and now it's over. And then even in one of the like conferences, like
the lectures.
Yes, we're kind of getting bored, and we're like, are they taking attendance? Can we sneak away? We probably shouldn't. I don't know. And then they brought out this woman, and again, I forget her name. I feel awful.
Lisa Federico.
Was that? Oh, good. Thank you.
The owner of the company.
No. The woman who came out and did the like stand-up therapy psychology stuff.
Oh, what was her name?
I don't
remember.
know.
She's like a comedian that also does.
She's a psychologist, but also a stand-up, but also like a business. I mean, incredible woman, and we laughed so much. I wish that we could have recorded it. We obviously were not allowed to, but she was amazing. She had us laughing. She did this whole thing where like she sorted us into these groups of circle, square, triangle, squiggly line, and it was one of those weird things where it was like whatever category you fell in, she would then like tell you things kind of about your personality, and was scary accurate. Like there was this one part where you were circle, and she was like, let me tell you something about circles. They need to eat every 45 minutes. And I looked over at Lilo, who fucking needs to eat every 45 minutes.
Like on a clock. I was like, damn.
What is
I
that
gotta put it out there like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
That
was
fun.
She was actually amazing. She did have
so
everything
funny.
right on
right
point.
On. She was...
I was gonna try to look her up, but I can't find her easily, so we'll have to get back.
Yes. She was so funny. But anyway, so like that happened, and then the gala. So we're going to the gala. It's been very secretive. All we know is that it's a gala. Mm-hmm. I've never been to a gala in my life, but I'm excited.
Yeah, they said something on like an earlier thing.
Cinderella.
Yeah, said, think Cinderella's ball.
But then they said, we're not going to tell you anything else. There's surprises. We're not giving anything away. Just, it's a gala.
And it's at Epcot, and we're not going to be allowed to leave the gala at all whatsoever.
It was in the show place.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a hidden away thing behind the World Showcase in Epcot. There's only one. You had to take the transportation that they arranged. There was no other way to get in, and then that was also the only way to leave. So like you were there for the whole thing. But we walked in.
Well, first of all, I definitely didn't bring anything with me for like when she said Cinderella's ball. I was like, I mean,
like be real.
Now, like be for real, yeah. Like who's gonna bring a ball gown out? Well, apparently I was wrong because everyone else did except me. Also, everyone had something crazy to wear.
But then I did bring like basically a ball gown. But I was weird the other way. I was like, I'm probably gonna be embarrassingly overdressed.
No, she wasn't. She was perfect. Me, I don't even like any of the pictures we took.
Which is ridiculous because you look beautiful.
No, well,
we have an endless issue of me trying to tell Lilo how beautiful she is.
She's
so
very, very
help
sweet.
me out
But
in the comments. She's beautiful.
I did not wear the right thing. Like when I saw what everyone else was wearing, I was like, damn. Like I seriously have costumes at home that I could have rocked this if I knew that they were actually being serious. Cinderella's ball. Now I know. Just to take what they say.
It was
as truth.
I mean, it was. Well, I was blown away.
They bring us in these buses in this special way. Yeah. And all of us are dressed to the nines, and we're just walking through Epcot, the World Showcase, and so people are stopping to look at us, and we look like
they must be important. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, they didn't know what was happening. It felt kind of cool.
Like imagine being like
at the Oscars.
Imagine being kind of sort of near like the International Gateway, like before the UK Pavilion, and seeing people parade by in basic like they look like they're going to prom,
like ball gowns, and they had pulled out a red carpet for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they opened up these gates for us to go through, and so yeah, people were like, "Damn!" You know, they were trying to figure out who we were, and it was pretty cool. So we go back, and the first thing that happens when you walk through these amazing doors, besides seeing Cinderella, Prince Charming in front of a
beautiful
coach,
backdrop,
beautiful background,
the Cinderella coach,
yes, it was amazing. But then you've got these waiters, and they're handing you champagne like as you walk through the door.
Yeah. It was like the kind of event you see in movies, and you're like, those don't really happen.
It's kind of like a ball.
It was amazing. It was the closest thing you could, I think, like in real life, to being at Cinderella's ball.
If you want it Enchanted, the ball they have at the end of the movie, Enchanted, kind of something like that.
Yes.
It was very cool.
Live music on this big, amazing stage. There's a dance floor. The tables were set just exquisitely.
Yep.
Set tables. And the way the courses were served was just like you felt like royalty.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing, incredible. And then they had
both of us were going, oh, we should have brought our husbands.
Yeah,
we didn't think it was gonna be such a big deal.
Yeah, and now that it won't be for a while because that was the 25th anniversary,
right?
So
but then admittedly, the same thing happened again. Like we've been there for what they did like an award ceremony for the best salespeople and stuff like that. That was really cool. In fact, Lilo's friend won a couple awards. Yes. That was exciting.
Hats off to Catherine Hopkins. She did amazing.
Yep. So, but now we've already eaten. We've already kind of been drinking. We've already seen the award show, and we're kind of looking at each other like,
we're done.
What are they gonna do for 3 more hours?
Yeah, they kept talking about this big surprise.
Yeah, and we're like, and we were thinking like this is the surprise because it was amazing. We were thinking having the characters there, and all the photo ops and the music and everything, like because that would have been way enough of a surprise.
And as soon as I realized The Rock wasn't gonna be there, I'm like. Mentally out.
Right?
That's what I was like, what if it's The Rock? What if I think I said it a couple times. I was so excited. So The Rock's there.
But yeah, we're kind of looking at each other like, okay, like this was amazing, but like we're kind of done. We're tired. Like we've done all there is to do. And that's when I'm gonna cry again.
So I don't remember exactly how it started, but they just said that they were gonna bring out someone to sing for us, and out comes freaking Jodie Benson. And she
put on a whole hour concert.
Yeah, she put on Jodie Benson puts on an hour concert. The dress she's wearing is pretty much the dress Ariel wears when she comes out of the water at the end of the movie. It was incredible. And then, as if we're not already sobbing enough as it is, between her and her magnificent piano man.
Yes, the piano guy
he was fantastic.
Oh gosh.
So we're already mesmerized by these two, but then this
woman
woman
fully crying
has the audacity in front of a sobbing crowd to bring out her glorious daughter, who is now playing Ariel on Broadway, to sing with her. And what do they sing for the very first time ever?
This was their mother-daughter debut. We saw them sing together for the first time, and they sang the most perfect song.
It was the song between Ariel and her daughter Melody from Little Mermaid 2. Don't ask me the name of it. I don't remember. I remember I was crying because I was like,
I can hear the song, but I don't remember the name of the song.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my gosh. And they're up there on stage together and they like reach for each other's hands and you can tell in a way they're singing to each other.
Yeah, it was great. It was so good. This one, sobbing mess. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't put the red lipstick on you tonight. Because that would have been a disaster.
But the mascara was waterproof.
Yes. Because it was a lot of
You
crying,
recorded
yeah.
pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah, I did. It was, I couldn't put down the phone. Which I'm glad she brought her phone because mine had already died by this time. Because I don't think ahead sometimes, but she wasn't going to use it because she's too busy crying and being in the moment. So I was like, perfect. I'll videotape the whole thing and have you in the moment as well, just so we can laugh about it later. Because I love to get her crying.
In Disney, it's not hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Anywhere else, yes, but in Disney, I'm one of those people like putting eyes on the castle can do it. Like, but Jodie Benson is just
that was insane.
Oh.
And what was funny was we had left D23 and I was like, dang, Jodie Benson wasn't there. I was kind of hoping that was going to happen because I'd love to see Jodie Benson live. And she'd been talking about when she got to see Jodie Benson. And so even she was a little bummed. Oh, I wish Jodie had been there. So for her to randomly pop up at our travel agency.
At our freaking conference.
Yeah. I was like, that was awesome. That was incredible. The food was incredible. Everything about that night was incredible. We took pictures with, Cinderella, Tiana. They're all the couples. So it was like Tiana and Naveen and
Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy were in like their like
royal get-ups.
Yep.
Which I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, these were outfits I had never seen before anywhere.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was like brand new. Or I mean, I guess I don't know if they're brand new, but I had never seen them before.
Yeah.
So new to us, costumes.
I'm trying to think of who else we took pictures with. Tiana and her and Naveen were fantastic.
Belle and Beast were there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But we didn't get to take pictures with them.
Right.
Fairy godmother. Apparently, fairy godmother. We found out.
Yes.
This is like a special important. This is like
she's been fairy godmother for years and years and years.
She's like a Disney World celebrity. Yeah.
Yes. So that was exciting to have a picture with her. And I'm trying to remember who the other ones were, but there were just so many characters that we got to take pictures of. Characters that normally in the parks, I've always thought, oh, I'd love to take a picture with them, but I'm not standing in that line. And so it was really cool to get pictures with all of them.
Also nearly impossible when you're with your family because you can't get them off ride for 1 minute to do anything.
No. They would kill me.
When they're not on a ride, they're irritated that they're not on a ride.
Yeah. I had to drag them to the Lion King show. And they pretended to like it. And to that point, I am so glad that we did that, because just like you're saying, because for the rest of that trip, no character photos. Yeah.
Not one.
Nothing.
Never got a chance. So.
They're great kids. They're great kids. They're great kids. They really are.
They truly are.
But they just, there's like Disney adults. We like to walk through and kind of smell Main Street and look at everything.
And we love the rides.
We're
not saying we don't love. We love the rides. We just love. We love all the things, not just the rides.
And I have a good 40 years on my kids as far as being on the rides, so that's understandable.
It's true. But anyway, so conference ended. We went to Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes.
Which is she didn't even know what a big deal this was for me when she booked it. Yeah. I have wanted to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge for, I don't even know how long I've been fantasizing about staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's only a bump. We only got to be there for one night. So we definitely will be going back, but it was amazing. And I safeguarded that day. I was like, we're not doing anything. We're soaking up Animal Kingdom Lodge. That's what we're doing.
You don't want to do a park? No.
I was like, no.
Okay.
No.
So we were able to, I'm really glad she was there to make me do that because I don't take enough resort days. So that was lovely. Animal Kingdom, we definitely got to see a lot of Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yep. We got a beautiful one-bedroom DVC villa.
Yeah.
With the Savannah view. I saw a giraffe run, which is
awkward.
A funny thing to see.
We saw giraffe, we saw zebra, we saw...
I don't know what those birds are. The ones that have the crazy rock star hair.
They're really cool.
And gazelles? Were they gazelles?
Yeah, we saw gazelle.
But anyway, so Animal Kingdom Lodge was Very fun. We had such a fun night, just hanging out, enjoying Animal Kingdom Lodge. Amazing food at Animal Kingdom Lodge also. Also, that was where that gift shop, I did not hold back in that gift shop. Oh my gosh. I wanted everything Animal Kingdom Lodge.
That's a great gift shop, though.
It is a very cool gift. And if you love Lion King, which I love Lion King, lots of Lion King.
Yeah.
Yes. But just the one short part of the trip at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So now we've been at the Contemporary, we've been to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Then we did our 4 parks in one day. Craziness. So the next morning we wake up at Animal Kingdom Lodge. We leave super early, do our 4 parks, and then Saratoga.
And then Saratoga.
Which is Lilo's, main place.
That's one of where DVC owners, and we own our home resorts are Copper Creek, Saratoga Springs, and now the Poly. And so we always like to go to Saratoga Springs because you can just, your points go pretty far there. We can get a pretty large room, and my daughter also definitely wanted to drink for her birthday. So I was like, okay, it's much safer that we're able to walk from Disney Springs back to our rooms and not have to worry about any transportation that she could possibly puke on. That would be horrible. I'm not trying to get kicked out. So we stayed at Saratoga. It's kind of, we always stay there when we take the family. And it was a lot of fun. The pool is beautiful. You got to finally use the pool.
Apparently they don't. Lilo's learning to appreciate resorts.
Yes.
Although I don't know, sometimes I mean, because I know you're a go person, you love being in the parks, but I also know that your family definitely keeps you in the parks.
Yes.
So Lilo's learning what a resort day can be.
Yeah, and I actually really, really loved it. I remember going to the parks and seeing the people that would be sitting off to the side, reading a book or doing something like that.
In the park?
In the park. I know.
Okay, no.
Yeah. Well, and I would see that and I'd be like, who are these people that are coming to vacation? And I mean, I know that's silly because they're clearly on vacation. They're enjoying themselves. And I'm like, but
you can do that for free
at home.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Why are you in the park? You spent hundreds of dollars here and you're reading, or, you're just sitting down, you're relaxing. The people that would really sit down and enjoy a meal and sit there for forever. And I was like, what are you doing? What is happening? So I never understood that. So now that I've done everything quite a few times and I can sit back and kind of relax, I'm like, oh, okay. I might be one of those people now that can kind of calm down a little bit.
I don't know. I still would never be reading a book in the park.
I mean, definitely
I might do that on my resort day.
Yeah. At the resort, not in a park.
Right?
Yeah, true. But I would see that. And they'd go to Starbucks, the Starbucks on Main Street, and bring a book and start their morning reading a book, having their coffee on Main Street.
Unless I was a pass holder.
Yeah.
If I lived locally and was a pass holder, then sure, pop in, just enjoy the ambiance. Because then you could treat it almost like a
Do they get free parking for the pass holder? You do, right?
I don't know.
Can you imagine paying parking just to go have your coffee
Absolutely
at Disneyland
not.
every day?
But maybe you take a Lyft or something. I don't know. No
That's
idea.
still Lyft money. That's still an expensive cup of
Well,
coffee every day.
that's true. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you live close enough to walk. I don't know.
Ew.
Well, that was a very Alexis response.
Ew. There's nowhere close enough to Disney that I would want to live. That's just not enough of a perk.
No, never.
No.
It's true. It's true. But, some people do live there.
Yeah,
whether by their choice or not. We don't. Anyway.
Sorry, guys. No judgment. No judgment.
But, anyway, so now we get to Saratoga.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did we say before? So, you have 3 kids.
So, we have
They each had a
Hilton,
person. There's so many of us. Are we going to talk about
Hurricane Milton?
Oh, yes, we need to talk about Hurricane Milton.
Yeah.
But also first, should we tell the hilarious situation of our sleeping arrangements?
Okay. So Danny, of course, she's kind of the odd man out, right? Because now my husband's there. And then each of my kids has their significant other. But in this room, for many of you that already know about a 2-bedroom villa, a DVC villa at Saratoga Springs, one of the bedrooms has 2 queen-size beds in there. The other bedroom only has 1 king-size bed.
And then the living room has 2 pull-downs.
Yeah, it's got the full-size Murphy bed and then the twin-size Murphy bed. So
that's 2, 4, 6. There are still 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. So Danny had to share the bed with my husband and I. That has become
Such a fun
legendary.
source of jokes.
Yes, people at my work, they're like, "What?"
You
Like-
told people at work.
Yes. Well, actually, I had to tell people at work because, okay, so my day job, I am an esthetician and I wax people, which is how I got to
This is
meet
how we met.
the lovely Danny.
We
I met
became
her.
best friends while I was half naked.
Yes. That's become the truth with a lot of my friendships. People just bare their souls to you when they bare everything else. It's
Right?
pretty
You know,
awesome.
I mean, you're already in that place.
So, at the salon I work at, I have my coworkers that will see my close friend come in. I'll be waxing her, and then she'll have her husband go in, and I'll be waxing him. They're like, "How do you wax your best friend's husband?" And I'm
This
like,
is not my husband, by the way.
no,
These are other friends.
not
with
yet.
husbands.
But just kidding. But no, but they'll be like, "How can you do that?" And I'm like, really at a point, you don't. As an esthetician, there are certain things you just don't see anymore. You literally are just looking at the hair. How is this going to hurt less? What's the best way to, what angle do I come out of? You're not really judging your body type or whether or not you've got cellulite. All these things that I don't know why. I mean, people are so worried about. Like they'll apologize to me for having cellulite, and I'm like, girl, are you kidding? Like,
You're human.
You don't even understand, what I got going on. But everything's fine. I'm just looking at the hair. That's all I care about because I don't want you to have a horrible experience. So it's the same with Manzillions. I'm not judging anything. I'm just
Doing the job.
getting you in and out. Yeah, that's it. So, but my coworkers cannot wrap their heads around the fact that not only do I see so many of my good friends in the buff, but that I'll also see their sons, their husbands. Like I see all kinds of people. So it just kind of becomes a joke. So yeah, to offset the fact that they were freaking out that I had 2 girlfriends and 1 husband in my room at the same time at one point, I said, well, it's not like they were sleeping in the same bed with Jeff and I like Danny. And they were like, what? And so they freaked out. Yeah. But it was just a joke.
I don't know this people.
Yeah.
She hadn't shared this with me yet.
Just as a joke. Just as a joke. But it is kind of funny. Because I don't care. It's fine. So.
Much closer with your husband than I ever thought I could be with a friend's husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a wonderful husband, by the way.
Thank you.
Lila was in the middle. We
The
probably
whole
don't need
time.
to say that, but
Yeah.
I
The whole time.
feel like at least one person was out there going, I assume she was in the middle.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Right.
They're like, what?
Yes.
No, it was totally fine. Everything was platonic, guys. Everything was platonic. But it was.
And thankfully, we figured this out months before our trip.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have this horrible issue. I literally cannot fall asleep without the screen on. Like I know a lot of people say that, but it is true. If I do not I cannot fall asleep in the silent dark. I will stare into the darkness for hours. I know this because I've experimented, because I've tried to solve this problem. I'm done. I'm not trying. I'm not losing any more sleep over it. So we had a whole conversation where I was like, I'm a little bit worried because I need you to know I have to have my show on or a show on or something. I will not sleep. And thankfully, she was like, oh my God, we're the same way.
Same way.
So thankfully, all 3 of us, as far as like our nighttime routine and our sleep habits, are strangely in sync.
Yes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
We fell asleep almost every night watching Sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic.
Yep.
And this was, again, we're there for Hurricane
Milton.
Milton.
Yes. Okay. Milton.
So my family flies in. They flew in, but they were letting us know they're going to close the Disney parks for Hurricane Milton because at this point it's on its way. It had already destroyed Destin, and was it Destin? Yeah, or the coast.
I'm not sure. It had reached Tampa, right?
Yeah, Tampa
I
is
think.
Tampa. Yeah. So
And
they've been
it was-
destroying everything in its path.
It was a class 5 before it hit the coast. Or I think it was still a 5 when it hit the coast.
Yes.
But as hurricanes do, when they're no longer actively picking up the ocean with them as they move, they decrease a bit
Yeah. Sort of
as they're
filter out.
more over land. So
Not that you would know, by the way, TikTok was
Oh,
absolutely
Jesus.
making everybody freak out.
oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
I had to give my family back home bulletins every 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Well, they were putting out the most. I mean, there was this news thing, not news, this TikTok thing or whatever that went out that said. I remember seeing this one. It literally said Florida is in the middle of the largest evacuation ever. And I was like, what? We were literally walking around Disney Springs going, this weather's quite pleasant right now.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't bad at all.
It was overcast, but kind of nice. It was like if it wasn't because there was a hurricane on the way, it would have been the most perfect Disney weather.
It would have been the perfect park day. Yeah, it really would have. And then when it did like the worst weather we got, I swear we've had worse weather here in Idaho.
Yeah, for sure. Well, by the time it actually got to us, it was only a class like between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It was windy.
It was windy. It was windy and it was rainy, and that was it. It wasn't anything scary at all, honestly.
And Disney knows how to handle it. Like, if you're going to be in a hurricane, Disney is the place to be. I mean, this is where people go to shelter in place. Yeah. Disney has this handled. They know what they're doing.
It was so impressive.
Yes. Disney resort buildings are all built to withstand a minimum of a class 3 hurricane. We were on an upper floor. We were in the middle of a U-shaped building. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was very, very, very little effect, truly. But yeah, you would not have known that. I mean, Lila's family thought we were dying.
Yeah, everyone thought we were on death's door, and how could you let your family fly out to you, and don't you care about them? They did the same thing to me the year of the pandemic, because I took my kids to Disney World in 2020, in October of 2020, or September. And yeah. Everyone was telling me, don't you love your kids, blah, blah, blah. How could you do that? You know what? We ended up having the best time. It was the best trip to Disney ever.
No one there.
No one was there. It was cleaner than anywhere at home. I can tell you that right now. It was clean. They had everything. Like, they had us, like, just really, everything was, like, socially distanced. Everything was clean. They made us wear masks everywhere. Yeah. That was, that kind of sucked for picture-wise, but at least it's the memory, hey,
yeah,
it was during the pandemic.
It gives you a unique... So did you see any... Because I was reading about how they had people who, like, their specific job was basically to kind of patrol the parks to make sure that people were, like, social distancing and not doing the bad things and doing all of the good things.
Right.
Did you see any of those people?
Yes. Well, because you couldn't have your mask down, even outside.
Right.
You couldn't have them off unless you're actively eating or drinking. So you would get, there would be cast members that would stop and say something to you if you had your mask down, but you weren't actively eating or drinking. So that was, I think that's the one that I saw the most, was they would stop you for that reason.
Right.
Which was rough, because it was definitely warm.
Yeah.
You didn't want to have your mask on the whole time, but, and I get it, masks, they sucked and everything, but at the same time, it was awesome. We had a fantastic time. My family will never forget that trip. It was amazing. But like COVID, Disney just has their catastrophes. They have it down.
Yes.
They were protecting things like pottery and vases and stuff like that for the hurricane.
And the kitchens like boxed up meals so that you could that they had those available so that you could take like prepared boxed meals to your room before all the kitchens closed and everything. And what I thought was really cool is they heavily discounted like the board games and things like that so you could have entertainment. Because if you're in one of the hotels where you have direct inside access to like the main hub or like the lobby area, they'll have like activities and stuff for the kids to kind of keep spirits up and they'll even have characters come in and stuff. However, if you're in one of the resorts where you're not connected to the main hub, where you would have to go outside, which we were, there was no direct way for us to get there.
Yeah.
But then that's kind of why they did the meal stuff, and you guys ended up buying a couple of the board games. They were like 30-40% off. It was awesome.
Pirates of the Caribbean Battleship, that was awesome. And
basically, Hurricane Milton forced us to be on true vacation for 2 days.
It's true. And we still ate well. We had fun. Like, it was great. So Disney, hands down, best place to be during a...
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
They really...
A catastrophe.
Yep. It was, but your family was like, they thought we were dying.
Yeah.
Your poor mom.
Yeah. She was freaking out.
Leela was glued to her phone because she just was constantly having to tell people,
we're okay.
We're fine. And then, can I tell about my brother?
Yeah.
So, like, in direct contrast to that, I get a call from my brother. And he says, on its own, one of the funniest things, where he's like, okay, so I have disassociated Florida and Disney World so much that while I knew you were in Disney World, I only just now realized you're in Florida. And I laughed, and I was like, that's kind of fair. And he was like, so anyway... But then I realized, oh my God, my sister's in the path of Hurricane Milton. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, but okay, like how's it, like, what's your level of concern? That's what he was like, what's your level of concern? And I was like, we're hanging out in the hotel playing board games. Mm-hmm. We're so unbelievably fine.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, all right, cool. That was it.
That was it.
That was the end of my...
There was nothing to worry about. And the cast members kept telling us, I mean, they would roll their eyes, like, yeah, no, everything's going to be fine. You guys, you guys are going to be safer in your resort than we will be even just driving home to our homes. So you're going to be just fine, blah, blah, blah. And so no one was worried at all.
No.
Like, they knew it was going to be fine.
No, it was handled so well. So well.
The worst thing that happened is we had to kind of shift around the days that we were going to the parks. Because now we had some, forced resort days or whatever. So we had to change when we were going to the parks.
And we had to cancel Universal.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Universal Studios, but because we had to change our park days at Disney, we weren't going to have enough time for Universal. Which, you know what, was fine.
It really was.
Universal will be this year.
So Hurricane Milton was not anything like what you saw anywhere.
Yeah. No, at least not in Orlando.
No, the posts we saw were so crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have thought Florida on its own was experiencing an apocalypse.
Yeah, like it was going to fall off. I was like, what is happening? Yeah. It was crazy.
Yep.
But it wasn't anything like that. Not in Orlando, at least.
No.
And all respect to the people who had to deal with something horrible.
Yeah, no, if you were in Tampa,
yeah.
I mean, there were people who, I think, lost their homes. I mean,
it was horrible.
Yes. No, we don't mean to diminish the people that were in the dangerous areas.
Sure.
We were just saying that, like, it was an interesting experience being there. And, yeah, truly being on the other side of, like, when something is being reported out so ridiculously inaccurately, like, clearly in a way to make people panic.
Yeah.
And
these are really, I didn't see any actual true footage of Orlando the way it really was on any of the TikToks that we were watching.
Well, and so many of the pictures and videos that were out there were fake, or not necessarily fake, but were old. Were like from previous hurricanes. Like,
that's not even what's happening. Like, my mom would call me freaking out because she was watching this TikTok. Oh gosh! And I'd FaceTime her and I'm like, Mom, like, this is the sun behind it. Like, literally nothing is happening yet. Like, don't worry. So it was a lot to deal with. So we had a couple of days dealing with Hurricane Milton and eating inside the room and stuff like that. It's fine. And then we started going to the parks, started drinking around the world.
Parks were super fun. I did Guardians for the first time. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. Just.
It's my favorite ride in the world.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's so much fun. Like, it's thrilling, but it's not too thrilling. Like, a kid could go on it, but it's still so fun. The build up, the, like, video you see before you go in, and, like, the story that you're doing is so cool.
And then they have Terry Crews in it.
Yeah,
love Terry Crews.
Yes, Glenn Close, Chris Pratt, obviously, Zoe Saldana. Yeah, and it's like, the ride vehicle you're in, it's like, it was kind of like Space Mountain, but a million times better.
Yeah, for sure.
Smoother. Each ride vehicle has its own whole, like, 360-degree turn.
Yeah, you couldn't really trust the direction you were going in because it could change at any moment. It felt like you'd suddenly be doing 360s and then you're backwards, and I had no concept of direction.
No.
At all.
But it was also somehow so smooth. It was so smooth.
Kind of like the magnetic, like when we're on the Mickey's Runaway, like that idea, how they have that train
sort of
moves.
glides.
Yeah,
almost.
glides on. That's kind of almost what it feels like. Like it glides like that on a roller coaster track. It was fantastic.
It was very upsetting to only do it once.
Yeah. Yeah, it was for sure.
It was so fun.
But
yeah, Epcot was amazing. We had some amazing food.
Though we got to do the Moana walkthrough, which is beautiful. Journey of Water.
So beautiful.
Yep.
And then and we were in Animal Kingdom for Max's birthday. Also very fun. Pandora. You guys went on Everest like 4 times back to back?
Yeah. That was great.
Yep. I unfortunately have nerve issues. I have a sciatica problem, which a lot of the time I can be totally fine, but unfortunately on this day I had to sit a few things out, which was very sad because we didn't talk about how our August trip ended with me in a wheelchair. Like, by our last night, I quite literally was immobilized
We
I
just
had
did a lot of
no
walking.
function in one of my legs. And so fast forward to the October trip, you know, I'm still a little bit on the edge from what happened in August. I haven't had quite enough treatments yet, so I had to be really careful. I had to be annoyingly careful for being on a Disney trip.
It wasn't that annoying. She was great.
No, to
I
me
just
it
felt
was,
bad
though.
that she couldn't. Yeah, I felt bad you had to miss a couple of the rides. Like you missed Big Thunder,
Yep.
and then you missed Mickey's Runaway, and you missed what we were just talking about, Mount Everest, Expedition Everest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everest. But we did Remy. We did
everything.
We did so much. We had such an amazing time. And then so Animal Kingdom, we did. And then we went to 04.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So I did Tower of Terror, which did scare me a little bit. There were a couple times when I was like, oh, I hope that didn't hit me too hard. But yeah, it was pretty much fine. Which was good because I love Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
I would have been, because we had done Everest on our 4-park day.
Yes.
So I at least had that while I was sitting out while you guys were on it. I at least was like, it's okay. I was on it yesterday. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
you had all the rides that you had to skip. You had actually been on it already.
it's true.
Earlier.
I didn't miss any that I haven't been on
Yeah.
at one point or another.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Big Thunder was probably the biggest bummer because I hadn't been on that one. At least on that trip, I hadn't been on it. I had been on it in August when we were in land, but I did not end the trip in a wheelchair, so that's a win.
Yeah. We ended the trip with lots of merch.
Oh my gosh. So much.
Yeah, we get lots of merch. Well, we get lots of merchandise when we're out shopping.
Lilo's a
right?
shopper, people.
Yeah. I love it. I'm definitely going to do some merch hauls to show you guys from now on. I'm very excited about that. So that's something we're going to start incorporating.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll talk about merch. We'll have different fun little segments we'll do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then
sometimes we might be drinking.
Yeah. All times.
All times.
And we do say it in the intro, but bad words might slip out of our mouths every now and then. So
bad words will fully intentionally come out of my mouth.
Yes. So probably not the best to watch with children. Yes, this is Disney, but it's Disney adults.
This is for Disney adults. We know we're not the only inappropriate Disney adults out there, so
Please.
we're here for you.
Yeah. For the not easily offendable. Let's put it that way. Please.
And
Open
we will
minds.
be harsh in our opinions too on everything.
Right. Like the kind of rides that should be what were we talking about? We were talking about a Banshee ride? Or what else?
Are you talking about the Pandora ride? Or what do you mean Banshee ride?
No.
Oh, were you talking about like if they were to do like a... Because earlier we were talking about the... Okay. Let's talk about these circular flying rides, Disney, okay?
Yeah.
Dumbo. I love Dumbo. Dumbo's a classic. I hope Dumbo's there forever. We love Dumbo. I also love the magic carpets. I know they're basically the same ride, but I'm such an Aladdin Jasmine fan. I love the carpets. I even love the rockets. I always hated that stupid fucking Triceratops ride over in Dinoland, USA. And it kind of took me a minute because I was like, I love Dumbo and I love the car. Why do I hate this so much? And then I realized because it's goddamn Triceratops. They're fat, clunky, ground-dwelling animals.
Unlike the elephant.
What are they doing in the air? And then, yes, but here's the thing. What do all those other three things have in common, right? What do Dumbo and rockets and magic carpets do? They fucking fly. Triceratops, because here's the thing. There are, like, it could have been pteranodons. It could have been pterodactyls. There are flying dinosaurs. Why? Was it Triceratops? What was that miss about? When they announced that ride was going away, my instant reaction was good riddance.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, that whole area looks like a cheap carnival. I don't know how that got passed. But anyway, so that there's one of my many irritations.
Yeah, or like why was a whole land of mythical creatures not created, but
Right.
Dinoland was? Like, who dropped the ball there? That's very upsetting.
Yes, because there was supposed to be a mythological creatures land,
Yep.
and it got scrapped. Why? I think that would have been amazing.
Yep. Much more amazing than Dinoland. Because Dinoland sucked.
Dinoland
And
is awful.
did anyone really even like that movie Dinosaur enough for it to be a dinosaur ride?
Dude, I can't even tell you the last time I talked to someone who knew what that movie was.
No.
I think that movie was forgotten the same year it came out.
Yeah, that movie is not a big deal. And what's sad is that movie, the guts of that ride are the same as Indiana Jones in California. So why the hell wouldn't you just make it Indiana Jones to begin with?
Which is, I guess, maybe
At
why
Animal Kingdom, which makes perfect sense, you know?
I guess that's why they're finally doing it now.
I know, but I mean, I can't be the only person to have thought that. That's got to be an old thought. So why they and that dinosaur ride was just awful.
Fucking Triceratops.
It was just
It's so bad. Everything in there is. This is a good change.
yes.
The announcement of Dinoland USA going away is a very good. This is such awesome news.
Yeah.
Good news.
I feel like there's going to be even more of Animal Kingdom to enjoy now because in all honesty, it felt like a huge waste of space, that area over there. Huge waste of space.
It looks like your local county fair.
Yeah.
Like it just looks
cheap. It looks real
cheap
cheap.
and flimsy, and it's just concrete, and it's so hokey and not in a good way. Anyway, won't be missed. Not by us.
No. That was like some lagoon / Knott's Berry Farm kind of
Seriously.
stuff.
And it's sad because I love Animal Kingdom.
Mhm.
Animal Kingdom is one of my favorite places. Animal Kingdom, it's so beautiful. Like, I mean, the landscape of it is beautiful. And obviously, I mean, of course, the animals. The Tree of Life is one of my favorite things to look at in the entire world. And then you turn a corner and you have Dinoland.
Yeah.
And you're like, did I walk it? What?
And it wasn't even, I don't know, it wasn't done well. It's not like it was
No.
like the Flintstones, which I know those aren't Disney, but like the Flintstones would have like a cohesive fun theme, including the dinosaurs, something. But this was just like a dino carnival. Like
Well,
it just.
they're so cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
But Animal Kingdom as a whole is not.
Mhm.
Animal Kingdom is very real.
Mhm.
It's what things really actually look like. And then
Was there supposed to be what, their Toontown?
I don't
It missed the mark completely. Disney.
in every way.
Yeah. So Disneyland, you need to take out Alice in Wonderland and make that an Aladdin and Jasmine ride, where we're all on flying carpets, and then instead of all those stupid leaves and everything outside, it's just clouds, so we can be flying over Disneyland. So let's do that. I think that's only fair. You already have the mad teacups right there, or the teacups right there.
Yeah.
So let's not get crazy.
And it's Fantasyland.
Mhm.
So Aladdin fits in Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm. It'd
Yes.
be something fun and different.
You'll be flying over Agrabah.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to fly over Agrabah?
Yeah. I would like to. I think that would be a great ride. Because I don't think they have enough Aladdin and Jasmine stuff at all. They don't really have anything other than the flying carpets and world. So.
And there's nothing in land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. So I would do that. That's a great idea.
Even Disney Paris has an Aladdin walkthrough. Why is Aladdin getting so snubbed? Jeez.
Do they really have a walkthrough?
Mhm.
I guess I'll have to go and find out. See for myself.
So,
But, yep.
but anyway, I guess we got to figure out how to close it out.
Yeah. Well, so that was our recap.
It was a recap of 2024.
As this year starts up, in January, I've already been to Disney's Alani, which is fantastic.
Yes, so next episode we got to talk about Alani.
Yes,
how
and
beautiful
then
it is.
a couple weeks later, the wonderful Danny and her family became new DVC owners.
DVC.
So they went on their welcome home trip to the Polynesian Resort in Walt Disney World.
Our dream resort.
So she'll be able to talk to you about that. So yes, in the year of 2025, we've already each done a trip.
And have
it's
one.
the beginning of February right now.
And we have a November/December trip. So we're already planning that one.
Yep.
And then we have a hypothetical Disneyland one. We're hoping. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, with Academy Travel, we will be going to Universal Studios Florida in just a couple of months, and that we're really excited to give you guys a recap on and show you everything that's going to be getting ready for, or that they're getting ready for the big Epic Universe opening.
Yes, hopefully we'll be able to talk a little bit about Epic.
Yes.
So there
It'll
will
be a lot
be
of fun.
there will be other topics mixed in with our love of Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and also sometimes we might just trail off into who knows what.
Yes. We'll go off into our rants. We'll explain our deep hatreds for Figment and Orangebird. That's one thing where we might get a lot of lot of anger from some of you Disney adults.
We might need like 2 explicit stickers for that episode.
Yeah. Because I can't with Figment, you guys. I just don't get it. Like, it upsets me. But
Okay, let's save it.
I still bought merch.
That's just because she has a problem.
I do. I have a problem.
This is a problem. So, but anyway, I guess, so that was our very first podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We hope you come back.
Yeah, sorry if we just kind of, ranted about all kinds of stuff and ran through things. And, the next one hopefully will be a lot more fun. But we just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what our 2024 was like, how much we definitely do love to travel to Disney and to Universal Studios. Well, yes, Universal Studios.
And also travel in general.
Yes.
I want to see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, everywhere.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, but yep. So we're here to have fun. We hope you have fun with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we're still we're like a seedling of a podcast. We're figuring out everything.
Yes. So if you want to grow with us,
Yep.
please follow, like, and subscribe.
Yep. We have an Instagram. We have our YouTube channel. We have, what do we have?
Do we have YouTube?
I think you
Yes,
also,
we have YouTube.
Yeah, I think you also have X.
And we have our website.
And X.
Yeah.
And I think we pretty much only just use X to like announce that we put another one out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but
Perfect.
anyway.
But you can still follow us at all.
Oh, and
places.
hotel reviews. We'll do.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Resort
hotel
reviews.
reviews.
Yes. Yes.
And
Hotel
even
reviews.
non-Disney. Anytime we stay at a hotel anywhere, we'll do a review and a room tour. So.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll also help share testimonials from some of our clients and let you know what their thoughts were on places
Sure.
that they stayed at. So that way, if you are traveling to somewhere, whether it's Disney or not, you have a little bit of idea or a little bit of an idea of what other places are like. I actually have some clients that are flying out to do Disney Tokyo and Universal Studios Japan.
I'm so excited.
So I know I'm really excited for them. We just finished. That's been a heck of a trip to plan, and so now we're in like the last month or so before they leave. So I'm really excited to share how that goes when they come back. So really excited because I have not been to.
And we're planning
Tokyo,
our
Japan.
Tokyo trip together.
Yeah,
We don't know when that will be yet, but it's happening.
yeah, that's got to happen.
It's happening.
So until then, we'll just have to live vicariously through our clients. It's fine. We'll get their pictures.
And you can ask us questions. If you want to leave comments, ask us questions. If you want to tell us maybe a topic that you would want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
So
We're
anyway.
happy to. Or if you want to get our opinions on something,
Yep.
we're more than happy to share them.
Yep. Oh, and the links to our socials are in the description of this podcast.
Yes. Yes. So if that's all,
I think that's all.
okay, well then this is the Hitchhiking Ghostettes saying have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we hope to hear from you next. And yeah, make sure you hurry back.